Hey guys, what is up? It's your girl, Grace Tori, and I'm back with a whole new podcast episode. Today we are reading stories where Redditors played stupid games and won stupid prizes. They FAFO'd a little too close to the sun, and we're going to hear all about how that exactly worked out for them. I'll give you a spoiler, not great. Little toxic, little messy, a lot of fun for us because we get to hear it. Before I jump in, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow. If you like story times like this one, where we mainly read Reddit stories, every single one has an update or a conclusion of some sort. I try not to ever read any that don't, because I can't sleep at night if I don't know how things end, and I'm assuming you guys are the same way. One last thing, if you are on YouTube, don't forget to hit that hype button. It's available for the first week that the YouTube video is out, and it helps small creators compete with those bigger creators so that we can also grow and become a bigger community as well. With all that, let's go ahead and jump on into today's podcast episode. I'm Grace Tori, and you're listening to That Girl the Podcast. Grab a beverage of choice and settle in, because the new episode is starting now. Would I be the a-hole if I broke up with my boyfriend because his friends got him a me-shaped piñata? So the original post is from r/amItheAhole_relationships, and it was posted February 10th, 2026. But of course, all of the ones that we are reading are either from Best Redditor updates or BORU updates. So they're going to be like reposted. But I'll also have them all linked down below so you can check them out if you want to look into any stories more. I, 22 female, and my boyfriend Matt, 22 male, have been together for a year and 8 months. Matt and I go to different universities in neighboring cities, about a 45-minute drive apart. Matt is in a fraternity, which is important for later. It was Matt's birthday on Friday, and him and I went out to dinner to celebrate. After dinner, I went back to my university since I live on campus. The next evening, I was on Instagram and I clicked on one of our mutual friends' private stories, and I saw Matt and a bunch of his friends hitting and stomping on a piñata. By clicking through more of the stories, I figured it must have been a surprise party for Matt, since he had told me his only birthday plans were dinner with me. Okay, we're assuming the best. That's good. We like that. No need to go crazy yet. I mean, you not being invited is a little crazy, but we'll get to that. On the last slide of the Instagram story, I got a close-up of the piñata, and it looked exactly like me. Okay, never mind. No more benefit of the doubt. From the hair color to the skin color, even down to my septum piercing, there's no doubt that it was me. I was really confused, and I screen recorded the stories. Then I messaged the friend who posted the story. I asked her if that was me as the piñata, and she left me on red and removed me from the close friends story. This just confirmed my suspicions. She posted that on purpose, by the way. Like, that's not the person reading that in the story. That's me, Grace, saying she 100% posted that because she wanted OP to see that. There's no way. Like, she wanted her to see that so that they would break up. Just saying. Calling it now. The next day, I texted him and asked how his party went, and he acted confused and said he never had a party. Okay. I was confused as to why he was lying to me. I told him I saw it on a mutual friend's private story, and then he completely stopped answering. An hour later, he answered and said, "Yeah, the guys threw me a surprise birthday party. It's frat tradition not to talk about it, though." That's when I asked him about the quote-unquote me-shaped piñata, and I sent him the video of him and his friends destroying it. Frat tradition not to talk about it. Listen, okay, I was in a sorority. My boyfriend was in a frat. We literally met in his frat party house that he lived in. It could not be more Southern University coded. I know. You don't have to make fun of me. I know. So we are familiar with this. There are things that they're like, don't talk about with your girlfriend. But it would never be like that. It would be something that's like, I don't know, like initiation or something that's like 100-year-old ritual. It's not gonna be like a birthday party, I don't think. Now I'm like, did Josh have a birthday party and just not? No, I wouldn't have known because it would have been in his house. Anyway, yeah, I think that saying the guys throwing a birthday, like, that's just crazy. And then that makes me think, if that is the case, are they doing this for every single guy with their girlfriends and like having a girlfriend-shaped piñata? I can't believe you've been with this man for a year and 8 months and you just now like are seeing the side of him. Because when you're in Greek life, I don't know, maybe they're not in the South, but in the South, it's like your whole life. I guess because they don't go to the same university. That could be it. But I don't know. I have a lot of questions. We're going to keep reading though. He told me that it was not me, it was a random piñata the guys had found. Okay. Right. They're literally texting. He could sit and think for a better response. Lying is wrong. I know. Don't, like, lie to your partner when you're caught red-handed. But the fact that his responses are still so bad and, like, he's texting, he can take a second to come up with something more creative. That's what's sending me. I told him to stop lying to me and that it was obviously me. I told him how hurt I was that he wouldn't allow his friends to do something like that, and all he could answer was that they would kick him out of the frat if he didn't accept it. I wonder how many times that excuse has been used. I also brought up how if his frat had thrown him a surprise party, why wasn't I invited? I was only like 45 minutes away. I knew it wasn't because it was only guys, because the mutual friend who had posted on the story was a girl who goes to his university. There it is. And I saw in the story there were multiple girls there. There it is. That's another thing, is like most frat guys, when they're having a party, they don't want to have a surprise party with just the boys. They're gonna want girls there, because isn't that like the whole point? A lot of the time, like, there are a few that, but like 90% of them would want to have like a full party. So I feel like it was more common to just have a party and be like, by the way, it's so and so's birthday, party it up in honor of them tonight, woo. But it wasn't like a secret party, because the whole point was to have, like, girls there. I'm not saying that to be, like, gross, I'm saying that because that was what it was, like, that's genuinely what it was. But the fact that it was a girl and you're on her mutual story, there are a lot of questions here, but all signs point to she did it on purpose. He stopped answering me and hasn't since. Okay, we love a communicative king. He clearly is very good at communication. It's been a day with no contact. I'm honestly considering breaking up with him over this. Yeah, I've caught him in lies before, but this is just too much. Okay, I'm sorry I keep interrupting, but the fact that you're like, he's lying, and it's not the fact that, like, he had a piñata of your face is, like, crazy to me. I would have been out with that. Like, I would have been like, send a screenshot, like, so clearly you don't respect me. I don't feel safe. You literally have a piñata of me. What are we insinuating here, buddy? Like, the lying was just the icing on the cake, but saying, like, oh, no, like, the lying is too much. Girl, the piñata was too much. The video of him and his friends stomping the piñata was just so disturbing, and to find out that my face was on it. We were planning on moving in together after graduation, but honestly, I don't know anymore. Would I be the a-hole if I broke up with him over this? No, you would not be the a-hole. I feel like you would be the a-hole to yourself if you didn't break up with him over this. Also, I feel like 22 is really late to still be doing, like, stuff like this. Like, this was, like, freshman, sophomore, maybe a little bit of junior behavior. At this point, he should be more focused on where he's gonna get a job after he graduates, because in this economy, you should be starting there. Like, no, don't stay with this man. Clearly, he's disgusting and gross, and, like, we don't like that. So, top comment is, why would you stay with him? He's lied before and is lying now. You're so young. Go live a wonderful life without someone who doesn't seem to value you. That's the thing, is, like, he clearly doesn't value you on top of that. And you are so young. 22 is crazy young. Like, you have your life ahead of you. You're about to graduate, which means there's a fresh start coming anyway. I would take full advantage of that, and now you don't have the responsibility to have to find a job near him in the city that you both agree on doing, whatever, because some industries are limited to some cities. And I know for me, like, I couldn't do my degree everywhere. There's only certain places where I could find jobs in it. So those are all things to consider. And, like, you don't have to consider another person and their needs and wants now. So I would just use this as a fresh start and get as far away from this mayor as possible. And another top comment is, oh, F no, dump him. If his friends have a tradition of beating and stomping on effigies of their girlfriends, then the whole group is garbage. Plus, he lied, and he's lied before. Ma'am, your man is a woman-hating loser. Trust me, there are better men out there. Exactly. I feel like this wouldn't be a frat tradition, I don't think. I mean, obviously, I'm not an expert. I just know the frats that were at my university and, like, the friends that I had in, like, maybe 4 or 5 of them. And I know that they can get pretty crazy with their traditions, but I don't think that, like, this level would be, like, a normal thing. I genuinely think this is just his friend group being gross. And I think that he was cheating on you with the other girl, and so he's been, like, saying all these horrible things about you to make himself feel better about cheating. Like, "Oh, she does this. Oh, she doesn't do this. Oh, I wish she did this more." Kinda making you sound like a horrible person when he's around these friends, probably to make himself feel less guilty. And so they're like, "Ah, he hates this girl. Let's do a piñata," and maybe it was even the side piece's idea, and so she took video of it. Bada bing, bada bang. Like, she kinda did you a favor, even though she sucks and doesn't value herself if she's a part of that. That's honestly shocking that there were women there, like, a group of women, and no one said anything about that. Because like, unless I mean, unless I heard that, like, the girlfriend was, like, a terrible, terrible person, I don't know, even then, I would be like, call the cops if it's, like, anything that crazy. But, like, the fact that there were women there and they were just like, "Yeah, no, this is totally fine, like, we're just gonna party it on," is kind of crazy. Like, you're not even there to defend yourself. How much of this was a birthday party and how much of this was a, hate on girlfriend party? Like, is this just a celebration of how much we hate this girl? Like, that's gross. I'm gonna shut up and read the update from 4 days later. Hi everyone, thank you for all your comments and messages. I have read each and every one of them, and I am truly grateful for all of the advice. Update. So Matt texted me back after a full day of incognito. He finally admitted that yes, the piñata was supposed to be me. He said it was just a joke and it was meant to be funny. Ugh. I told him how disrespectful and disturbing that was. I ended up breaking up with him and told him I wasn't going to stay with a man-child who was going to disrespect me for the fun of him and his friends. Go off. We love to see it when a woman respects herself. He completely lost it and begged me to stay. And he has audacity. He was apologizing and saying he didn't want to lose me and yada yada yada. After I made it clear I wasn't going to take him back, he literally sent me a video of him making out with the mutual friend that posted the Instagram story. Who called it? I called it. I don't know what the point of that was. Maybe just a final F you, but I honestly couldn't care less at that point. I now realize how immature he was. I just blocked him. So yes, most of you were right. He was cheating on me. I'm thankful that I didn't move in with this jerk and I saw him for what he really was. An immature man-child. Okay, cue Sabrina Carpenter. I'm kidding, but like that is what plays through my head as I read these stories most of the time. And yes, I will be sending the video to the university, though I doubt they will do anything. But yes, this is the update, and thanks again for all the support and kind words. They truly mean so much. So yeah, I'm not sure if the university would do anything if you sent the video, but it's worth a shot, I guess. What the top comment on Best of Redditor is. It is, I love how all these guys think sending a video of them with someone else really does something other than make themselves look lazy and pathetic. That is the thing. Like, my toxic trait is that I think that if a girl were to send a video with another guy to a guy, it would work because he would get really territorial and possessive and be like, that's my girl. Like, it doesn't matter that he's with another, like, she's with another guy in that way. Whereas when a girl sees a guy with another girl, it's like the opposite. Like, they're like, oh, no, I don't want, like, you can have him. Like, that just solidifies my opinion. So, yeah, I guys like to do things because it works on them, but they don't think about whether it works or not on a woman, and, like, obviously, usually it doesn't. But I would love to know your thoughts on this story as well as any of the other stories we are reading, so if you are on a platform where you are able to comment down below, please, please, please do so. I'm giving my opinion, so it's only fair you give yours, and if you disagree with me, I want to hear it. I want to hear the good, the bad, the ugly. Just make sure to be respectful, keep it kind, keep it cute. We love to talk, we love to have little debates, but as long as they're nice. That's all I ask. Would I be the a-hole for telling my 35 male brother, 33 male, his wife, 30 female, tried to booty call one of his good friends, 34 male? So everybody's early to mid-30s. Originally published on r/AITAH, and the main post is from May 12th, 2026, so fairly recent. Hey everyone, I wasn't really sure if this would be a good idea, but I could really use some unbiased insight due to the massive implications this situation carries. So here's the deal. A couple of weeks back, I got a call from an old friend of my brother's out of the blue. For some added context, I'm very familiar with him and know his character quite well. And while he's not always been an upstanding guy, he values brutal honesty and has no reason at all to fabricate this. He explains to me that a few days back, my brother's wife, who he apparently had blocked from years earlier for a similar reason, had texted him very clearly looking for some company, if you know what I mean. There was never any overt language, but it was incredibly obvious there was a sexual desire there. Normally, this could be something that would be a little easier to swallow, but she had apparently driven to his house looking for him. Oh, she drove all the way there? That's crazy. He explained to me that he wasn't home at the time and demanded that she left, which she refused to do at first, but after he threatened police intervention, she relented. She's so hell-bent bound on cheating that she's literally like doing a standoff in this man's front yard. That's crazy. Why don't we just talk to our husband? See if he's available. Just a thought. I don't know. Hot take. Here's where things get really complicated. She's cheated on my brother before. Really? I'm so shocked. Once, before they got married. They broke up for a short while, but eventually reconciled. I've continued to harbor reservations toward her since then, as I remember how miserable and angry my brother was during the period of time. And, now perhaps the biggest complication of all, they have a child together. I'm going to withhold the child's age for privacy, which we love to see that, protect children. So I'm asking myself why she would ever think that this would be a good idea now of all times. But I've seen the dark side of her. She's manipulative, egotistical, and narcissistic. I don't mean to use such strong words, but giving the most details possible in hopes I can get the best feedback. The friend has also attempted to reach out to my brother so he can be the one to tell him, but in an unrelenting conversation with my brother, he alluded to the fact that he did try reaching out to him once, but hasn't heard anything since. I know this contradicts what I've been told since he's tried a few times since, which leads me to believe the wife is sneaking onto my brother's phone and deleting his messages in an effort to cut off contact with my brother. Now at this point, I should probably wrap this up so I don't lose anyone's interest. In my opinion, my brother deserves to know the truth because this is his life and his family on the line. I know that I'll never be able to look at his wife the same way either. My wife, who is the only other person who knows, since she was with me when the friend called to tell me, also believes he should know the truth. But if I tell him, I'll be a homewrecker and start an incredible amount of drama within my family. I'd also be fracturing the relationship between my nephew's mother and father, and he doesn't deserve to experience that. He didn't ask for any of this. But if I withheld this, I'd have to spend the rest of my life with a horrible secret and a terrible burden with terrible guilt not being honest with my brother. So, Reddit, I could use some outside opinions. Would I be the a-hole for exposing my brother's wife's attempted infidelity? Edit, because I forgot. Yes, I do have receipts of the event. The friend sent screenshots of the messages the wife sent him. Okay, first and foremost, you are not the homewrecker. The wife and like the person she's trying to cheat with. I guess if he would have gone through with it would be the homewrecker, but because he didn't, she is. Honestly, she probably has more than just him that she's reached out to. They're all homewreckers. You simply being the messenger is not the homewrecker, so we need to get that straight right now. Second, yeah, you need to tell him. You can't not. Like, you can't hold the guilt for the mom being the one who ruined the family. Like, you can't say, because I told him, I tore their family apart, or I might tear their family apart, because you didn't do that. That's not your weight. Like, that's on the mom slash wife. She's the one who did it with her actions. I think that if you don't tell him, you're doing him a disservice because he's going to find out eventually. This stuff always comes out. Karma has a silly way of working that way. And you just can't keep up with this forever. Clearly, she's getting sloppy if she's just standing on this man's front yard and, like, she's reaching out to the husband's friends. Like, these are his friends. What I think happened is the friend had been trying to reach out to the husband for quite some time because he hasn't been able to get a hold of him. That's why he called the brother. And that would make sense because, like, the wife probably was deleting stuff and trying to stay on top of it. So, I would tell your brother. I mean, you guys are siblings, so even if you, like, get in a little tussle about it and he doesn't talk to you for a while, you'll end up talking to each other again, I feel like. And he needs to know. It's not fair. And say your nephew finds out, what is he going to do with that information? Like, it's not fair for him to have the burden of, like, telling them. I know, like, I found out someone had a secret family before, and I had the burden of, like, telling the other partner when I was, like, younger, and, that's trauma for you. Like, therapy is expensive. So, the nephew is gonna be hurt either way, but I feel like just letting this fall and staying out of it is not fair to anybody, and you're not a bad person for doing that. So I would definitely tell the brother. So one of the top comments is, not the a-hole, tell your brother and show the receipts. If she's so blatantly trying to cheat with his friend, has cheated in the past, then he needs to get checked for STDs. She wrecked her own home, and who knows how many times she's cheated and just not got caught. Are we sure the kid is his? And OOP did say, 100% he resembles my brother very closely. Of that, I have no doubt. Another top comment says, what's the argument against telling him again? It sounds like you're afraid to tell him because you don't want to get blamed for informing him of what his wife is doing and taking the blame for her decisions. Why would that happen? Anyone who blames you for his wife getting caught is an idiot, and you should neither care about their opinions or listen to their criticism. Keep in mind, your brother sounds like quite the doormat, so don't be surprised if you tell him and he does nothing about it. But that's on him, not the a-hole. Exactly. I'm glad that other people are seeing eye to eye with me on this. So let's jump into the update from 2 weeks later, May 27th, 2026. So this is pretty fresh. After giving some time for the friend to try and reach out, which I later found out he wasn't able to due to some serious sudden health concerns, I did break the news to my brother. He took it about as well as anyone would have. Angry, confused, sad, etc. He also remembered that very night in question and already had suspicions that something had happened since she didn't give him a sensible response as to where she had been. He thanked me for telling him the truth and said he was going to wait a few days to figure out what he wanted to say before confronting his wife. He did so last night, and while she of course tried to deny it at first, but thanks to the messages I had shared with him, he was able to get her to come clean. It seemed like she showed no remorse or guilt and gave a stupid reason for why she did it, saying, "It's 'cause I'm dumb." Okay. Cool. So the wife is just as good about communicating as the boyfriend was in the last one. I don't know about you, but that's not a valid excuse. He ended up leaving the house for a few hours to cool off and process everything. I'm really not sure what he's going to do. He's afraid of divorce due to having a child with her, owning a home, and the price of an attorney. It does seem like he knows that this is how it's inevitably going to end, but I'm not sure right now if he'll have the courage and self-belief to go through with it. Not sure I'm going to give any more updates since who knows how long it will go on for, but please keep him and his son in your thoughts and let's hope for the best. Thanks for reading and being my unbiased third party. So the top comment from that is, the one thing I've learned from Reddit that in any situation like this is the number one thing you should do before confronting your spouse when cheating is to contact a lawyer first. Make sure any and everything you do does not hurt you, and that you're able to protect assets and have a good approach to conflict. This is true. This is true. And then the top comment from Best of Reddit says, that's such BS. I'm dumb as hell and I've never cheated. Facts. Literally me. I am very book smart, don't have common sense whatsoever, and I've never cheated. That's like when people say, oh, I was drunk. Okay, I've never been drunk enough that I've cheated, and I've had my fair share of good times. It just doesn't make sense to me. So this one is a little bit of a pre-FAFO. It's a little bit of a FAFO because, like, she got caught. She effed around and she found out because they got caught. But I don't know what her consequences are going to be. So I hope that the brother/husband does what's best for him and his son and hopefully leaves her, because it just doesn't sound like this relationship is healthy for anybody to be around. Doesn't sound like it's healthy for the son to look up to. And he would just be so much better off. Like, we're rooting for you, and I hope that you do what's best for you and you're safe and everything turns out great. Just turns out couldn't be better. Goes smoothly. All the best for you. I told my brother's ex that he proposed to her best friend to spite her. This was originally posted to r/true off my chest and was originally posted on February 8th, 2026. And I don't regret it. My male 24 brother, male 30, and his ex, female 31, were together for 12 years. Everything was great until the topic of marriage and starting a family started becoming an issue, and my brother finally told the ex that he was not planning to propose. I guess the ex thought it wasn't enough for her anymore, and she broke up with him. My brother said he never believed in marriage, but that didn't mean their relationship couldn't be as serious or meaningful. Her leaving broke him completely because I think both still loved each other. This happened in October. That's one of those things that I feel like is a non-negotiable, and it's okay to change your mind, but it sounds like he never believed that in the first place. Like, this isn't a change your mind type of situation. So I'm wondering how they were together for 12 years and it didn't come up for that long. Like, that is something, guys, like, 3rd date, you should be asking that. And I don't think that it's moving too fast to ask that, because you're not asking it as in like a, "Do you see yourself marrying me?" It's a, "So, do you see yourself getting married at all? Do you see yourself having kids at all? What job do you see yourself doing?" Like, remove you from the situation. You're just asking to see if your values align, because for me, at least, that's a non-negotiable. You get to choose what your non-negotiables are, your partner can choose what their non-negotiables are, but yeah, I wonder how it went on for so long without, like, that coming up. 2 weekends ago, my brother made an announcement that he was engaged. The woman is his ex's best friend. I didn't even know my brother was in a relationship, let alone serious enough to be engaged. Okay, that just clicked for me. It's not the ex's ex-best friend, it's the ex's current best friend. So what do you mean? Like, is the best friend just chill with this? She's just like, "Oh my gosh, life is amazing," and just, like, dropped the ex? I need more about that. I wanna know about that. What is her thoughts? Because what do you mean? I can't relate to the stress and sadness the ex felt. All I know is that she was in the hospital. My brother didn't seem very bothered flaunting his new relationship everywhere. His ex is like a big sister to me, and she helped me through hard times, she and my brother. When I talked to my brother's best friend, I found out that he did it to hurt her and what she wanted the most. He showed me his text. I was repulsed, to be honest, by how immature he is treating relationships and marriage, even though I am not a religious man. When I told my sister, female 32, she told me to stay out of it, and she told my mother of my plans. My mother said that I should stay out of it too, but I want to tell the ex and show her the text. I hate seeing her like that, and I only met her once since the breakup at the hospital, and while she acted respectful and gracious, she really believes she lacked something because she asked why not her. That is so heartbreaking. I want to say, going back to the sister and the mother not wanting you to tell them, I have a sneaking suspicion that it's because they're thinking about the family dynamic and they're not thinking about the ex because she's no longer in the family dynamic. So, in general, the correct thing to do, in my opinion, is tell the ex. Like, especially if you guys are that close, why wouldn't you tell her? But I think that in your sister and mother's eyes, they're like, okay, well, he's your brother and she's not in the family. And if you tell her, this is going to screw up the dynamic and there's going to be fighting at Christmas and everybody's going to hate each other and we're all going to have to pick sides. And I've learned that in families, that's usually what skews people's morals the most, is they think about, like, how it's gonna mess with the family. And yeah, so I don't like that. You still should tell the ex, especially, like, this is affecting her so deeply that she's in the hospital. Yeah, give her some relief, give her the closure she needs to move on. She's 31. She's over this. She needs a man. She doesn't need this whatever he is. Anyway, I've spoken to her now and didn't listen to my family. Love to hear it. My girlfriend, my brother's best friend, and I went to eat dinner at her parents' house where she's living now. We are the only ones on the same side with my family against it, and my dad not caring either way. I told her everything, and as I expected, she was skeptical at first, so my brother's best friend showed her the text. She looked distant and shocked, and then she said that she didn't know he hated her so much to do something like this. I told her I don't think it's hate. He's distraught and his pride hurt since she broke up with him. She didn't say much but thanked us and admitted that she was going mad with thoughts. Yesterday, she texted me and my girlfriend to thank us. She said when we told her the truth, she felt even more in despair, but having time to reflect on it, she finally could get that it wasn't her and that she truly believes that this will help her in her healing journey. I called her and we talked for an hour. She promised that she would never tell anyone about us telling her the truth, that she only needed this information for herself and her own healing. I thanked her for that. She's moving away because she's found a new job and wanted a fresh start. She assured me that this decision has nothing to do with me telling her, but it was something she's been contemplating since the breakup. I immediately thought about my brother and how he would take the news. I had dinner with him today, and I told him that she was moving away. Why are we having dinner with— I mean, I guess I'm so, like, no contact with family, like, pro no contact, that it's not even funny. Like, he would have pissed me off. We wouldn't be having dinner anytime soon. But I mean, I guess, like, you can do you. If you want to have a relationship with your brother, who am I to stop you? I thought he would hear it soon, so it rather came from me in case he wanted to rage and be upset rather than from strangers. He didn't react, but he didn't say much afterwards either. He looked defeated. We just sat there drinking. I feel very sad for him, and I hope he feels better soon. I know people will accuse me of interfering and not siding with my family, but I don't regret anything. Babes, I don't think anybody's going to accuse you of that. No notes. So, OOP did make a similar but now deleted post on a different subreddit. Here are the top comments from that provide more context. So, commenter one was talking about telling the girlfriend, it was like, hey, I don't think the fall is going to be as bad as people are saying it is, and she does deserve to know. After you tell them, give everyone some space. Maybe ask that she doesn't say anything to your brother for quite a while. And then the last thing they said is your brother lacks a level of maturity that is outright destructive, and I hope he gets better someday, but if he doesn't, just keep doing the right thing. And OOP did say, I don't think they'll be together again. It's not my intention either, but this is so wrong. Thanks for the advice. I haven't thought about it. If I know her well, she will respect that I want it to stay a secret. I just think she'll move on from a better place, and I think she deserves that. Another popular comment is, sounds like your brother proper played himself there. What a mess. Using marriage as a weapon when you don't believe in it is mental, especially with her best friend. He really messed up. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. So the other thing that came out of these comments is OOP did say that, like, she was never going to go back to him, even if he didn't tell her. But let's read the update. I told my brother's ex the reason why he proposed to her best friend. It's from 3 days later. So some of you are asking for an update. I don't have a lot to offer more than some details from my brother. By the way, I have told him that I shared his story here, and he doesn't care. My girlfriend is away on a skiing trip, so my brother sent me a text asking me if he could stay with me for a little bit. I said yes. He doesn't talk, he only wants to play video games and drink beer. When I asked, he said everything was under control and he just took the week off. Then he got drunk and he told me that he went to his ex to beg her to forgive him and he tried to propose to her. The audacity. Oh my God. Like, you're gonna pretend propose to somebody else who's her best friend, which I still want to know how her opinions on this, yet you then go propose to her when she gets upset about it and decides to, like, genuinely leave you in the dust. Like, what did you think was gonna happen? There was no, like, was there not any, like, long-term thinking here? What are we doing? He didn't want to say more, but he looked shell-shocked, like he didn't really understand the severity of what he did. He just said she is actually moving away. So yeah, he's drunk and playing video games, but he promised he only needed this week and that he will, quote-unquote, get over it and move on. This is my update. It's very lame. I'm sorry, but hopefully my DMs cool off. I don't think it's lame. Like, I'm more annoyed that you're helping your brother, but I mean, that means you're a better person than I am because I wouldn't have. I would have been like, well, sounds like you problem. Well, maybe you shouldn't have been a jerk. Well, sorry. So, yeah. But the top comment really ties this video all together because it says, karma. He deserved everything he got. I hope he uses this to make himself a better person, and that if he truly doesn't want to get married, he needs to be upfront about it to whoever he dates in the future. And OOP said, yeah, I don't think either of them talked about marriage up front when they were 18, which I guess is true. I did not think about how they were 18 when they started dating, so I guess they weren't really, like, talking about non-negotiables then. But at no point in their 20s were they like, maybe we should have that conversation. I don't know. Maybe it's where I'm from, but I feel like that was pretty top of mind for me at, like, 20. I was thinking about it. But anyway, yeah, karma at its finest. Bad people have bad consequences. And cheating isn't great. Most of these actually had that going on or something along those lines, which I didn't plan, but that's where he ended up. But yeah, let me know your thoughts on all of these if you can. Comment down below. Give this a like, a comment, a rating, a review, a follow, a subscribe, whatever the term is for engagement. It's free, takes 0.2 seconds, means more than the world to me, and helps my dream come true. Like, you guys are amazing. I see every single one of you. I wish that I could personally shake your hand and say thank you and buy you a milkshake, but I can't, so a comment will have to do. But yeah, comment down below so I can personally thank you if you do follow or subscribe or do any of those things. That is pretty much it. I post every single Sunday and Wednesday. I'm sorry this episode is a little bit shorter. Things have just been a little crazy, but I feel like they always are, so it's just the name of the game. But I will catch you guys on the flippity flip. I love you so, so much. Have a great rest of your day, and yeah, bye guys.